Who has an accountability partner? Someone in your life that holds you accountable to various different things. You might have multiple accountability partners. So drop in the comments and let me know what kind of accountability partner do you have in your life, and what kinds of things do they hold you accountable to? So it could be that you're focused on health and wellness. And so maybe you have a personal trainer or a nutritionist that has you track some things or has a check-in with you on some sort of regular basis. Maybe it's a friend that's an accountability partner and you guys just walk together so many times a week. Maybe it's your spouse or your significant other. I know my husband has asserted himself as my accountability partner as it relates to like things in my business. He's always saying activities equals results, and are the activities you're doing revenue generating? He's like a broken record, but he's holding me accountable, and I love it. Even Otis, who's my mini schnauzer, holds me accountable. The other night, it's like 6:30 and he comes into my office and he's yelling at me. He's yelling at me. It's a nonstop barking, barking. Those of you that have dogs, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like, enough of this. You're done working and it's my time. And he's right. It's about balance. So he's my accountability partner. It relates to balance. So I want to know what kind of accountability partners you have in your life. Now, this is not an accountability partner call, right? We're not talking about accountability partners as the theme today, but it will come in and be important here in a sec. We are instead talking about consistency. How do you set consistent goals with respect to video and be consistent with them? Like, consistently show up. That's what we're talking about today. It's going to be so good. I cannot wait. So I'm glad you're here. It's great to see you all. For those of you that are new to me, like if this is the first time, I've had a number of new people join the Facebook group. If this is your first Thursday training with Jamie, I'm Jamie. Hi, I'm your Get on Camera coach. And I would share that I am pretty consistent with video. But here's where I think I can teach you something. I know that there are times in my life, in my business, where I'm not consistent. And I can tell you that in those times when I'm not consistent, I don't do well in my business. Things aren't humming along like you want them to be. When I get consistent and I consistently show up, when I consistently post, it starts humming along and going great, and that momentum builds. That's what you all want in your business, right? So oftentimes, if you're like, why is my social media not working? Consistency could be an element that you want to take a look at. We're going to dive into consistency as it relates to video today, okay? So let's first talk about why. Why is consistency with video important? It's almost like this question about why even set a goal? So I want to know in comments, how many of you regularly set goals? Just type in comment and say, I set goals, I love goals, I hate goals, whatever it is. Give me a little bit of a sense of how you do as it relates to goals. I am in StreamYard, which means there is a little bit of delay on the comments. And if you didn't give StreamYard permission, there's a link right up above. You just have to do it once and then you'll be good forever. But you have to tell StreamYard it's okay for Facebook to share your name. Otherwise, here's what I see. Facebook user, no picture. And I don't know who you are. So if you click on that button and give it permission, then I can see who you are. Like Jeannie, who says, I set goals. And Tammy, who says, I set goals. Okay. Why do you set a goal? We set goals because it keeps us on track. It holds us accountable to achieve whatever the goal is that we set. It's like I'm putting the stake in the ground and you're saying, I'm going to do this. And then you work and you take actions to get there. Now, we are going to talk more about goals tomorrow, as Danielle Abbott is going to be on Beyond the Camera, which is my interview show. And she's going to talk more about goals. So this isn't so much about setting the goals and why you should set goals, but it's important to at least touch on as we talk about what is the right frequency for which I need to show up consistently with video. Okay. So what I'm seeing in the comments is I set goals. I'm inconsistent there. My mind says what I want, but I don't necessarily put it on paper. Okay, you don't necessarily have to put it on paper, but you got to think about what that is, right? And yes, Carmen, I see your name. See? There she is, Carmen. Okay. Okay, so those are all the reasons why you set goals. Earlier, somebody said, here it is, Facebook rewards it. Back to my original question about why do you want consistency with video? And whoever this is, yes, you're right. Now, if you clicked on the link after that, it's just an old comment. So I apologize for that. It doesn't go backwards and fix it. It's just going forwards for me. So yes, any platform, it is not just Facebook, every single platform has come out and publicly said, we are prioritizing video. We're prioritizing video. So if you want more people to see your stuff, you want to do video because there's a reward for it. It's going to be shared and more people are going to see it in their feed. Aside from Facebook or Instagram or Instagram or LinkedIn, whichever platform it is, all of them reward that. It also rewards or helps your ideal client. And whether you call them ideal client or avatar, or I've recently seen soulmate client, which I just love. I love that term. It helps them because they know when to show up to receive your brilliance. They can put it on their calendar. They can be like, okay, I want more of Jamie. And so Jamie goes live Thursdays. I'm going to show up because she's going to be there. They can set their calendar. They can plan for it. It helps them be consistent, especially if you are helping them to achieve goals, if you're regularly showing up for them. So there's an expectation there and they will tune in, which helps you and it helps that kind of spin up and go. Okay. Let's talk about what consistency means as it relates to video. So I can tell you it's not this. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so awesome and I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live every single day. And I do that for 3 days in a row and then I'm exhausted. I can't do this anymore. I'm exhausted. I'm burned out. Okay, maybe it takes longer than 3 days. And then you go into hibernation and you say, it's been months since I went live, but when I did go live, I did it every day. Okay, gold star for you for trying to go live every day. I've tried the go live every day. And I can't do it, and I don't want to do it. It's too much. That's not consistency. Consistency is whatever target you stick in you put your flag in it, sticking with it. If that is once a week and you consistently go live once a week, you're consistent. It's when you fall back against whatever that is, that's when inconsistency starts to happen, okay? Facebook will reward you even if you're going live once a week. Your people will reward you even if you're going live once a week because they know when to tune in to soak up your brilliance, okay? So I like to recommend once a week. We're going to talk about that here in a second, but that's what we're talking about when we're talking about consistency, okay? It's a pattern. And we as adults like patterns. Guess who else likes patterns? The algorithms. They like patterns. They like to know that you're consistently going to go live once a week. That's a pattern that they can latch onto and share. Okay. All right. Let me check comments, see if there's any questions. Oh, you guys are so funny. You are so good for my ego. It's ridiculous. Okay. Look at this. I had someone who DM'd, missed my live coffee chat since I moved to biweekly. See? Patterns. We get used to them. Okay. I also see the question about the banner. Isn't this cool? Yeah, this is something you can do in StreamYard. I actually had a graphic designer create this, but you have to be in a streaming software like StreamYard to actually put it up. And if you want to know more, Facebook user, I'm not sure who you are, let me know. I have there's a StreamYard demo in the guides that you can take a look at and learn more about that. Okay. Does Facebook Live have a timeline, a time limit? I don't know, Steph. I've never pushed the boundaries of that. Has anybody else done it? I have seen lives that stretch multiple hours. So I know that you can at least go that long. Why you would want to go longer, I don't know. If I were doing something like a workshop, like a 4-hour intensive workshop, I would probably do it in Zoom just so that I could have more engagement and you could do breakout sessions. I don't know that I would do it as a live, but I know you can do, I mean, I've been on lives that are 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay. All right. Now that we understand why you want to be consistent and what consistent actually means, how do you set a frequency around it? Time limit for Facebook Live is 8 hours. Good to know, Jeannie. Thank you. Awesome. 8 hours. Ooh, I would never want to do that. Anybody else? Would you really want to be on Facebook Live for 8 hours? Oy. Okay. Set a goal. Figure out what the pace is for you. The most important thing here is set a goal that you will achieve. I like to recommend to my clients once a week as a starting point. Go live once a week until you get consistent, until it is so automatic that you don't even think about not doing that once a week live. Once you get there, then you could add a second one. Or we'll come back to that. Think about it like this. If you set a goal and you say, I'm going to go live once a week, and you go live in 1 week and you're like, I feel like I should talk about this. Something came up and I just want to go live and do it. It's like a bonus one. That's not going to hurt the algorithm. What will hurt the algorithm is if you say, I'm going to go live 3 times a week. And then 1 week you're like, I'm just not feeling it. But you know what? I went live 3 times last week. So like I have credit. So I don't have to go live this week. That is when the inconsistency comes in. And that's what you do not want to do. So pick what you will hit once a week and do it. Once you're like, I cannot be stopped, then you can branch out and do something else. Okay. I also recommend one place. If anybody's done any work on the power of one, I actually did a webinar over the holidays that was about the power of one. And the whole concept behind it is that you focus on one thing in one place, one way, one's all the way through. Because when you have that kind of uber focus, you hit your target, you hit your goal. What tends to throw us for a loop is when we're like, okay, I'm going to go live on my personal profile. I'm going to go live in my business. I'm going to go live in my group. I'm going to go live on LinkedIn and I'm going to go, that's all one time, but you're doing it in multiple places. You're going to make yourself crazy. And guess what? You will become inconsistent because you will burn yourself out and you will get exhausted. So if you're just starting out once a week in one place, meaning your group, that's one. Or if you don't have a group, your personal profile, wherever the one place is, that one place is where you're going to go live once a week. Again, once you get in the habit and you're like, no one's going to stop me. Thursday at noon is my jam. I'm always going to be there. Boom. Then you can add a second one and then run with the second one for a bit of time until you build up that habit. And then add another one. Add those variables one at a time, but only after you get so solid on what you're doing, the one thing, that you can't be stopped. You can't be knocked off. Okay. Now, there were a couple of questions that came up in the post about consistency. I asked on a scale of 1 to 10, how consistent are you? And the answers were varied because we were all over the place. And more than that, I saw a lot of comments that were like, well, on this platform, I'm this. And in this place, I'm that. Guess what? That's inconsistent, right? Even if you're consistently in one place, but not inconsistent other, you know what? One place. That's where you want to go. So a couple of questions that came up is time management. How do I manage this? So the answer there is, if you scale back 1 time a week in one place, you can do one. Get comfortable with it. Figure out your map. Figure out your plan. When are you going to plan it? When are you going to do it? What do you need to do? At some point, you're going to be like, I got this. I can easily do once a week. Then add the next one. That's going to help you with time management. The other question that came up was, what if I schedule it this once a week and then that comes and I'm not ready for it? Prioritize that in your schedule. If you set a goal and you say, I'm going to go live once a week, then you need to make that as important as a client call, as important as a group coaching call. Put it on your calendar and give it as much time and attention and focus as you would any other appointment. Now, if you need time to plan, which I'm a big planner and I advocate for planning, guess what? Put that on your calendar too. It is going to be easier for your viewers and for you, trust me on this, if you put that on as a target, you block time for it, and you prioritize getting ready for it, versus saying, well, because I need like this time to process and prepare, I'm just going to wait until I'm ready and then I'll go live. Wait until you're ready is like, if you want to be inconsistent, wait until I'm ready is going to be the way to be inconsistent. Just saying. You're going to be much better off stake in the ground and go for it than winging it like that. Think about it like this. If you want to just be inspired and you don't want to plan it and you don't want to be it scheduled, that can be a bonus video that you do. I'm inspired this week and I want to do something extra. I'm going to go live randomly. Talk about something tomorrow. Bonus! Surprise! I'm here. I'm in your feed again. What's consistent for you, consistent for your customers, and it works for the algorithm. That's what you want to start there and then add the extra stuff. Okay. Let me scan. Okay. Good question. We're going to get into that next, Jeannie. So Jeannie's asking, what should we create an event for Facebook Live or just be spontaneous? Okay. And Karen, gold star. That's exactly where we're headed next. Once you set your goal and you commit to yourself that I'm going to go live once a week, we're just going to use that as an example. Okay. Whatever your number is, use that number in this place. I'm going to set a goal and I'm going to go live once a week. Make that public. Make it public. That's part 2, right? So set a goal that you can consistently hit. Number 2, make that public. Shout it from the rooftops. Why? I know that if you promise your people, your ideal client, your soulmate client, your avatar, your perfect people, whatever you call them, that you're going to be in this place at this time, and they might show up, you will walk through fire to not let them down. All the excuses that can pop in your head of why we can't go live, why we're not ready, why we can't, all that. But somebody may be on and may be waiting for me to show up and share my brilliance. I'm not going to let them down. So when you make it public, you kind of create a accountability partner. They don't know it. They don't even have a name. They are not even a single person. But your people are expecting you at Thursday at 1 o'clock. And so by golly, you're going to show up Thursday at 1 o'clock. I can't tell you how many times I have made something public and I have faced that moment where I'm just like, I don't want to do it. So I go and look. Oh, 5 people accepted. Now I have to do it because those 5 people are going to show up and they're going to want this from me. Let your people be your accountability partners. Let them make you walk through fire to make it happen. Now, how you do that, that's your choice. So Jeannie asked, should we create an event or should we just be spontaneous? I want to know in comments, those of you, do you like it when I schedule events? Do you use the events? Tell us in comments. Let's do like a little poll and see what kind of response we get. My belief is that this is a great way for people to know where they're supposed to be, what time it is, and they get a reminder. So when you sign up for a Facebook Live, Facebook reminds you that something is coming. So I am a big fan in that, especially for the ones where you are consistent, right? Thursday at 1 o'clock, I'm going to go live, tune in. Yes, I would make that an event. And I'm seeing a lot of yeses, yes in the comments. Okay, so you all have spoken. Now, what about for the bonus ones, right? So I go live Thursday at noon, every Thursday at noon. That's an event that people can go and find. But like, you know what? I'm feeling inspired. I want to go live and I want to talk about, I know, this has come up a number of times. Using my personal profile and going live on my personal profile. I've gotten this question a lot lately. I'm going to do a live on that. Now, do I want to schedule that? Put it as an event? Or do I just want to go live? My answer to that would be, because I have people that have specifically asked me for it, I'm going to schedule it. I'm going to give enough notice so people can sign up and put it in their calendars and join, because I know they would want that learning. If, however, I'm just inspired and I'm like, this coffee this morning was so good. Oh, you know what? I could tie my coffee into my business. I'm going to just go live and talk about it. I don't put events for that. If it's just, I just want to go and tell a story, or I've got something quick, I don't schedule those. I just randomly go live. The key is you want some mix. You want a mix and variety, because people like that variety as well as having the consistency. Okay. I hope, Jeannie, that answered your question. If not, pop in another question. Okay, let me see if there are other questions. I'm going to come back to your question about StreamYard at the end. So don't let me forget. Carmen, sorry. Karen is next. two Ks or hard Cs there. Okay, hold on. Let me read here. Yes, you guys like events, like planning. Yes, like the reminded. Okay, you're all good. We're all caught up. Now, for those of you that are like, oh, events, I don't know, I don't like the whole planning thing, you don't have to use it. It's just an extra benefit that Facebook gives you that helps remind things, okay? Sometimes that public commitment can just be a verbal commitment, right? So Karen is actually saying this right now, right? I made a commitment and, oh no, Karen. Okay, this is a whole different issue. We'll come back to this. Okay, I got two things to come back to. Okay. Let me stay on track and stay on focus so we can wrap this up, and then I'll answer those questions at the end. Okay. So the whole point here is you want to pick a number that you can consistently hit from now until forever. Once a week on a Thursday at 2:00. Stake in the ground. And then you want to publicly share that with the world so that your people will hold you accountable. You will walk through fire and show up for them no matter what, because you don't want to let them down. Now, what Karen's talking about here, and I don't want to put Karen on the spot, is to make sure, I talked about this last week, make sure that your why for showing up to them is strong enough. And oftentimes, if it's not strong enough, we will come up with excuses and reasons not to do it. My why, and I have shared this before, I spent years and years and years in front of live audiences in a training classroom, coaching trainers and leaders to be on stages and in front of audiences. And the very first time I ever went live in a video like this, I went and hid in my bed for 2 hours, worrying about all the things that went wrong and worrying about all the reactions. And as I laid there and I thought, this is so ridiculous. After I got up out of my covers and I went and looked, preparing for the worst, like, oh God. Open up that laptop. Nothing. No bad things. All positive things. I wasted 2 hours hiding under the covers. And in that moment, I'm like, I vow to never feel this way myself ever again. And I'm going to use this to fuel me to help other people never go through this. Right? So you always hear me talk about, if you are somebody who is hiding from, dreading, avoiding, inconsistent with showing your face on camera, I want to help you stop that and start embracing video and loving the camera. Okay. And it is a process that we work through, but that is my mission. And so when I am feeling like, I don't want to do this, I think about my why. And I think about the fact that there may be someone that needs this answer right now. If I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about consistency, there may be someone in my group right now struggling with consistency. They need what I may have in my brain. They may need my inspiration, my motivation. They may need tactics, but they need me. Let me tell you, that's powerful. That's a powerful why. Because the thought of someone else hiding under their covers because they were afraid of the camera, oh, that will pull me out of any excuse that I make in my head that I don't want to do it. So if there is something that stops you, one, we got to work through it. And I like to call myself an obstacle obliterator. Let's bust through what's stopping you, right? But one of the things that may be stopping you is your why isn't big enough. It's not big enough. You haven't gone deep enough to figure out what is going to pull you through. What will you walk through fire for? That's what you got to come up with. Okay. Okay. Let me check my notes, make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay. I think I have covered everything on those two topics. Let me go through the other questions that you guys have had, and then I will wrap us up. How are we doing on time? Right on time. Okay. A couple other things that have come up in the consistency post. One was perfection. I have suffered from perfectionism. I'm sure there are other people in here that suffer from perfectionism, and it stops you, right? My motto last year was imperfect action. My one before that was get it done. Imperfect action moves you forward. Waiting for something to be perfect does not. Again, go back to your why. Somebody needs this information today. I can help somebody today. Somebody's looking forward to this today. It may not be perfect. Let's face it. This particular video, if I were to go back and watch this video, I would tell you it's not perfect. So I'm going to ask you this question. What if I would have today said, this video that I'm doing on consistency, I don't have it very smooth. There's some pieces I want to change. I need more time. It's not good. So you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to show up. How would you feel as a viewer if I canceled this and just said, we'll do it later? Or if I just didn't do it at all? You needed this, right? You are currently somebody who is inconsistent with video and you needed this information. That will pull you through any obstacle that you might have, okay? Perfect is not what your people want from you. In fact, what they want is you to be vulnerable and real. Most people want a connection. They want a real, authentic human being on the other end of this camera that they can relate to. I suspect many of you like my ridiculous stories and the times when I mess up or we go on a tangent or whatever happens, right? Because it's real. Perfectly produced and with all the edits and all that kind of stuff. Okay, those exist. But is that where you really form an awesome connection with somebody? I think not. And if waiting for perfection means waiting, your people would rather have it less than perfect than wait for perfect. They would rather have it imperfect than wait for perfect. Because oftentimes they'll wait forever for perfect. I used to believe that, especially because I was in this business, I was in the business of videos. I had this belief that every video had to be perfect, that I had to be perfect, that I had to look perfect. And I cannot tell you how much time I spent crafting my outline for my videos, practicing my videos. I can't tell you how much time I spent coloring my hair, putting makeup on and taking it off. I had this funny thing about makeup. I can't stand it on. So I would put makeup on, go live, take it off, and then put it on again for a video later. That's how obsessive I was about this. I made sure that my nails were done, that I always had a different shirt. I changed my background. I obsessed over every detail had to be perfect. And as a result, I didn't go live very often because it was exhausting. I exhausted myself and I didn't like doing these videos. It was awful. It was horrible. And so as a result, I didn't do very many and my business it struggled. So last year, I don't know what happened. I don't know why it happened, but I got to this point where I said, no more. I don't wear makeup. The only thing I wear is tinted lip balm. That's it. No, there's no makeup in here. And listen to look at my hair. Let's talk about this. Look at this gray. You guys, I don't worry about it anymore. I do plan my videos, but I don't spend near the time that I used to. Not even close. I don't change my background. Sometimes I pull that painting down, when I have a fun holiday hat on or something like that. But I spend way less time on it. And as a result, let me tell you what has happened. I freaking love doing video now. The pressure is gone. And because I love it, I show up more and you guys get more of me. You get to engage with me more. We talk about more stuff. It's flipping awesome. And you know what hasn't happened? Nobody has sent me a message that said, I'm going to have to unfollow you because you're no longer wearing mascara. Sorry. No one cares. And if they do care, they're not my person. They're not my perfect person. And I have to believe that showing up as authentically as you are and feeling comfortable in your own skin and say, this is me, you either love it or you don't, your videos are going to be that much more powerful. So I hope that's given you a little something on perfectionism. The other one that came up was I've lost my mojo. It happens. It happens to all of us. Anybody that says they've never lost their mojo is probably fibbing. You just get back up on that horse and you start over and you say, okay, I want to do this. It's important for me to do this. What is my why? What is my frequency? I'm going to go live once a week. I'm going to go live Thursday at 1:00 and you put it out publicly and you go after it. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off and you go after it. Again, if there's an obstacle in your way that's something other than just that simple, then let's talk about it and I'll help you break through it. The best thing you can do when you've lost your mojo is get it back. And sometimes the best way to get it back is doing. We recently did a group coaching call and I'm going to put Rachel on the spot because she was in there. And I learned something from Rachel. She was talking about flow and how sometimes we feel, and other times we're like, oh, I'm in flow. And I'm butchering this, Rachel. I'm so sorry. If you guys want to know more about this, you can reach out to Rachel. And that's, by the way, Rachel Johnson, in case you want the name. Okay. What I learned is that different things put us in those states, right? I've lost my mojo. And so I'm like, ugh. So what do I got to do? I got to do the things that make me feel yes. So for me, what I've learned is that if I'm having a bad day and it's just nothing's going well, I take a break and I pick up my phone and I message you guys. And sometimes it's only 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I feel better. I feel better when I am talking to you and helping you bust through obstacles, motivating you, answering questions. I immediately move from this state to this happy state. Okay. So when you've lost your mojo, do the activities that put you in that great state of flow. Okay. Last thing was personal profile. And I know there were a couple of comments in here. I think I said this earlier, I'm going to do a whole masterclass on personal profile because I think there's so much more that we can unpack there. But what I would challenge you to do is if you are resistant to using your personal profile from going live on your personal profile, ask yourself why. And continue to ask yourself why and why and why until you get to the root issue. I had this same challenge. I was so resistant to doing it. And what I hear from a lot of people is they're worried about their friends and family seeing them. Okay. Well, that's going to have a different solution than for me. It was my place to be me as a person, not me as a coach. And I didn't want to give that up. And so I had a choice to make. Do I want to use Facebook for my business? Yes. Then guess what? You as a person, you are your brand. Yes, you have a business, but you also have a message to share. So use your personal profile to share that message. The people who are on your personal profile that don't want it, guess what? The algorithm will take care of it and it won't show it to them. And if you have somebody on your personal profile that's a troll and that is nasty and going to comment, guess what? There's this thing called unfriend. It's so powerful to use. And I get that family and friends, you don't want to unfriend, but if they're toxic to you, if they're stopping you from growing your business because you don't want to use the tools available because they might say something bad, then unfriend them. Doesn't mean you have to not be friends in real life. You're just choosing not to be friends with them on Facebook. Okay, if this is you and you want to know more about it, message me and we can talk about it. But know that I'll do a masterclass next month and we'll talk more about personal profiles. Okay. I probably missed some questions, so let me do this. I know I usually try to keep these to 30 minutes. We're going to keep going because you guys have questions. So let me see. I know I missed one. We talked about this. Hold on, I'm just scrolling. Okay. I think I've caught all those up. Scrolling. Oh, I got to come back and read all these because you guys just make me, I love you all so much. Okay, why StreamYard? StreamYard allows you to stream into multiple places at the same time. So I am streaming this video into 2 Facebook groups and my YouTube channel. And I only have to go live once to stream it to 3 places. StreamYard also allows you to do fun stuff like this banner, like the intro video that I had at the beginning. You can also put, I don't know who this is, but hey to you, on screen, which is super fun. You can set up logos, colors. You can have banners to bring in points that you want to reinforce. It kind of gives you the ability to kind of produce your video in real time. And it's super fun. I have a demo that I can share with you if you're interested. I also have an affiliate link that you can use to help support my business. And I think you get money off. And if you have questions, I'm here to help you. So let me know if you want to know more about StreamYard. I love it. But in case you're wondering, no, there's no filter like on Zoom. So you get me as raw can be. It also, I find it's easier to just go live. You know, when you go live in Facebook and you got all the stuff and things, it gets a little crazy. Okay. I would like the affiliate link and demo. I don't know who you are. So you got to give StreamYard permission to share your name across Facebook. And you don't have to if you don't want to. But if you want, I need you to reach out because I don't know who you are. Okay. Okay. A number of you want it. Okay. Here's what I'll do. After this call, I'll drop the link to the demo video in the comments. And so you have to come back and look at it. Sorry. I think I've got all the questions. I know, Karen, you were talking about how you left the group and shut it down instead of going live. You and I probably need to schedule a one-on-one. So let's talk. In fact, I think as part of the Go Live League, I sent you the link to book that. This is an obstacle. Let me help you. So let's get that on the books and get that scheduled if it's not already scheduled. Okay. All right. Does anybody else have questions? If you do, you can drop them in the comments. Okay. I think I've covered everything I want to cover. Okay. Couple of quick updates and then I'll wrap us up. If you want to learn more about goal setting, right? Because we started talking about how do you set goals and how do you make sure that you go after those goals, then tune in tomorrow. Beyond the Camera, which is my interview show, is Friday at 1:00 Central. Danielle Abbott will be on to talk about why you want to toss SMART goals out the window. I seriously cannot wait for this. Danielle is a hoot. And for somebody who's grown up with SMART goals, like this messes with my head. But I cannot wait to listen to her. But it's not just about SMART goals. It's about setting goals and really how do you take steps to get after your goals? It's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait for it. Also, a reminder to those of you that are in the Go Live League, do not forget that you get a VIP session with Danielle afterwards. So we will be live. We'll live stream in the groups. And interview Danielle. And then immediately afterwards, we'll be in Zoom and you get that VIP session with her. So the links to the Zoom call, they've been sent out in email and they're also in your Facebook group so that you can grab it. And if anybody else is like, what is this? I want this. You can join the Go Live League. It's $27 a month. You can cancel at any time. You get bonus perks like that. And also one masterclass a month where we dive into how to make you great on camera. Okay. Last other update I want to share is that for those of you that want more in terms of video, so you've set your goal. I'm going to go live once a week. You've made it public. Thursdays at 1:00, I'm going to be live. And now you're like, oh crap, what do I talk about? 2 things. Next week's topic, next week, Thursday, same time, same place. We will talk about what you talk about and how you talk about it. So put that on your calendars. If you want even more than that, there is a free Go Life challenge that starts the week of January 23rd. A number of these faces that I see in the comments have done the Go Life challenge and loved it. So much so that many of them are repeating it again, which makes it so much fun for me. But you can sign up to do that. It is completely free. I tell everybody 30 minutes a day. It's going to change your world when it comes to doing videos. Okay? Okay, enough of that. So let's refresh. Let's review. Pick a frequency, pick a time, stake in the ground. I'm going to go live once a week, boom, and make it public. And then show up and shine for your people. That is the message here today. My call to action for you is that I'm going to have 2 posts. One will drop tomorrow, and then one will drop over the weekend. I want you to really think about this and apply this. So the first post will be, what's your target? What's your number? How many times a week are you going to go live? I want you to put it in that post, and that's your public, right? We'll all, in this group, we'll all hold you accountable. Second post will be, how are you going to make that public? Are you going to do an event? Are you going to publicly tell people? Are you putting in your calendar? We'll get into the nitty-gritty details. Okay, so know that those 2 things are coming. And then I will say this in closing. Accountability is great when you have an accountability partner, when you hire a coach, when your spouse does it, when your dog barks at you, right? The best accountability is often the unknown accountability partner. Like when you put something out publicly, and because you don't want to let people who sign up for your event, you don't want to let them down, you're going to show up for them. That is a powerful accountability partner. But the best accountability partner is you. You have to hold yourself accountable to doing this. And what will help you most is making sure that you understand your why. Not why do you have this business, but why this business? What impact are you making? What difference are you making? What mission are you on? Because when you get clear on that, and then you tell those people that you're going to show up consistently for them, like I've said repeatedly during this meeting, during this call, you will walk through fire for them, walk through broken glass. You will do whatever it takes because you want to serve those people. It's a very powerful connection that you have with them being this anonymous group of people. Use it. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow and next week and all the extra bonus things that I do. All right, everybody. See you soon.